Okay, I wanted to make a quick video about folate and cobalamin, or B12 metabolism. It'd be good for your USMLE. It's a pathway to draw out all the metabolic intermediaries really quickly. I always have to re-look it up, and I always get confused, but I came up with a very quick way to draw it out, so this would be good for USMLE, any sort of exam, med school, whatever, nursing school, I don't know where else they do this sort of stuff, but so here's a pathway for that. So it's actually really simple. You start out, you do an infinity sign, and you got to make sure the arrow is going in the right way. So you might have to draw this once or twice, but once you have it, it's really easy. You do that. You start out with your tetrahydrofolate, and then put 510 down here. There's tons of symmetry in this, and that'll play out as we go forward. But and there's a lot of abbreviation that I'll explain, but it'll make a lot of sense because there's, pathways get busy. They don't need to be. It's stupid to do it that way. Sorry, just start out real quick here. So that's tetrahydrofolate. This is 510 methylene tetrahydrofolate, and this is 5 methyl tetrahydrofolate. And this is dihydrofolate over here. So the way this works is that, so tetrahydrofolate, it's right here. It's this line or this line, okay? 510 is this line or this line right here. 5 is right here. DHF is right here. And so you got to follow the pathway. So basically, this is going this way. So tetrahydrofolate, this line has to become 510 right here. So tetrahydrofolate to 510, or tetrahydrofolate to 510. So no matter what, tetrahydrofolate becomes 510. This is just a really quick way to show that. So tetrahydrofolate to 510 to 5 over here, okay? And then this would be dihydrofolate. This becomes tetrahydrofolate. And I'm sure you guys know the enzymes. I'm just explaining the concept of this really quickly. And on this side, we're going to do deoxyuridine monophosphate to deoxythymidine monophosphate. It's just DUMT to DTMP. And this is DNA synthesis for thymidine synthesis. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. So there's that there. And then the other side, like again, a lot of symmetry here. I'm just going to do this. Say homocysteine to methionine. This is B12 right here, right? So there you go. I mean, that's pretty much it. There's a little more I'm going to add in, but this is, again, the basic structure. So tetrahydrofolate, no matter what, becomes 510. If it goes this way, it becomes 5. Remember, that's 5-methyl THF. Comes back, and then you have this sort of transmethylation here. And I'm going to draw something over here to help you remember that, because you're going to see the methylation happen with DNA and protein and stuff. But just the notion that this is how it follows. So it's very straightforward. And then you have DNA synthesis on this side. So just really quickly, B12, just to finish this side out. S-adenosyl methionine, S-adenosyl homocysteine. This one comes out right here. And what you're going to have, you're going to complete this circle here. And all this is just going to be your methylation. So let's just say DNA, proteins, lipids, whatever. And this transmethylation, and then these things get methylated. The last thing I do, just to remind myself really quickly, is I go, B12 has 2 jobs. It can result in 2 diseases, right? Because one, it recycles tetrahydrofolate, but also we have these odd fatty acid degradation. I think it's more complicated than that. It has to do with like methyl malonyl, something or other. But this is just to remind me that if I don't have B12, I'm going to have a fatty acid issue, and that's where you get your subacute combined degeneration of the spinal cord is on here. So B12 has quite a bit going on, cobalamin as a vitamin. So the last thing we can do is, once you just master this really quickly, is you can just draw in a few more things. So put some enzymes. This is reductase. This is going to be thymidine synthase right there. Everyone's favorite, methotrexate. dihydrofolate reductase inhibitor, and then 5-fluorouracil. Right there, thymidine synthase. It's I believe it's an abortive analog. So, these are both chemo drugs, what have you. So that's it. I mean, it's not that hard. It's very straightforward, and I explained this since it took me, it looks like 5 minutes in the recording, but just drawing it out, it takes about 25 seconds. So there you go.